Good afternoon. This is Susan, and this is Susan's Ramblings. I have some recipes for you today. They're bread recipes, or muffin recipes. And it came about because I undid my senior box, and we had bread and cereal in there. And I decided to make the 6-week muffin mix. And while I was doing it, I decided to copy the recipes for you and give you some bread recipes here. So, for our 6-week muffin mix, 2 cups of bran cereal, 3 cups of sugar, 5 cups of flour, 3 eggs, 1 quart of buttermilk, 5 teaspoons of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of salt, 2 cups of boiling water, 1 cup of shortening melted, like Crisco, 3 cups of cereal, light cornflakes, frosted flakes, cinnamon toast, crushed, whatever it's called. Pour boiling water over your bran cereal and set aside. Mix sugar with the melted shortening. Beat in the eggs and the buttermilk. Add the wet bran flakes. Combine the flour, cereal, baking soda, and salt. Stir the dry mixtures into the liquid mixtures. Put the mixture into a container that allows for expansion. The batter will get thicker the longer it's stored. Store in the refrigerator for up to 6 weeks. To use, bake at 350 degrees for 12 to 15 minutes or until test done. This will keep in your refrigerator for up to 6 weeks. 6 weeks muffin mix. English muffin bread. 2 3/4 cups of warm water, 110 degrees about. Don't make it too hot or it will kill your yeast. 1 1/2 packages of yeast. 5 1/2 cups of flour. 1 teaspoon of salt. 1 1/2 tablespoons of sugar. Combine the warm water, yeast, and sugar. Mix well. Set aside. Combine your flour and your salt. Add the yeast mixture and mix just until combined. Your dough will be extremely sticky and shaggy. Let rise until doubled, about 45 minutes to 1 hour. Spoon your batter into 2 greased bread pans. Let rise. Preheat the oven to 350 degrees. Bake the loaves for 35 to 45 minutes or until test done and are golden brown. Cool the loaves in the pan for 5 minutes. Remove from the pans. Cool completely on wire racks before slicing. Any bread that you make should be cooled completely before it is sliced. Depression era breakfast puffs. 2 eggs beaten. 1 scant cup of milk. 1 tablespoon of shortening, melted and cooled. 1 1/2 cups of flour. 3 teaspoons of baking powder. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Beat your eggs thoroughly. Add the milk and melted and cooled shortening to your eggs. Sift the flour, baking powder, and salt twice. Add liquid mixture, the eggs, to the dry ingredients. Beat for 2 minutes. Pour the batter into hot, well-greased muffin tins. Bake at 400 degrees for 20 minutes or until test done. Depression era breakfast puffs. No knead sandwich bread. You will notice as we go along that most of these breads are batter bread. And that is simply because I have difficulty kneading the bread because of my arthritis and my fibromyalgia. Okay? Yes, I have a stand mixer, and I will use that occasionally. But it's a lot easier just to mix this batter and pour it in the pan and then bake it. No knead sandwich bread. 3 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of sugar, 2 1/4 teaspoons of yeast, 1 1/2 cups of water, 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil, 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. Combine the flour, sugar, salt, and yeast in a bowl. Mix thoroughly. Add the water, the vegetable oil, and the apple cider vinegar to the flour mixture. Mix well. Pour the batter into a greased loaf pan. Cover with a damp cloth and let it rest for 4 to 5 minutes. Bake in a preheated 350 degrees oven for 45 minutes or until test done. Cool in the pan 5 to 10 minutes. Remove from the pan. Allow to cool completely before slicing. No knead sandwich bread. Depression peanut butter bread. 2 cups of flour, 4 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1/3 cup of sugar, 1 1/3 cups of milk, 1/2 cup of creamy peanut butter. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Combine the flour, baking powder, salt, and sugar. Add your milk. Stir just until everything is combined and the batter will not be smooth. Add the peanut butter. Stir until the peanut butter is thoroughly incorporated, but do not overmix. Pour the batter into a greased loaf pan. Bake for 40 to 45 minutes or until a toothpick test done. That means comes out clean. Cool in a pan for 5 to 10 minutes. Remove from pan, cool completely on the broiled rack. Got a note here saying, may add more peanut butter for added flavor. Depression Era Biscuits. 2 cups of self-rising flour, 1 cup of milk, 6 tablespoons of mayonnaise. Preheat oven to 400 degrees. Mix your ingredients thoroughly. Drop by spoonfuls onto the baking dish. Bake for 15 minutes or until test done. For your self-rising bread, buy a flour if you don't have it. It's 1 cup of flour, 1 1/2 teaspoons of baking powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Have a great day. God bless.